Homesteading trick number 1 for Homesteading 101 video. Alright, this is a rooster I have here. Alright, but I realize that a lot of people have bad rep on roosters, whether they are being loud or aggressive. If you have like a small backyard or a small homestead, which you may have neighbors close and all those things, there is a way to tone down your rooster. Okay, so this rooster here, he's about 5 months old, but he's crowing already. Big loud noise he's making. What I did is I went ahead and Velcro his neck. So I put on a Velcro collar on him. I'm going to come closer with the camera, or to the camera, and show you guys, alright? So here we go, there. So that black thing you see there, that's a Velcro collar. It's not choking him. Relax, boy. It's not choking him or anything, but we made it tight enough where we only can get a pinky finger through. So between the collar and the rooster's neck, you have to kind of move the feather away, ensure that you can only have a pinky finger slid in, and it shouldn't be a free move through. And with that, the hens will be louder than your rooster. So now people will more know that we have hens here in the backyard than knowing that we have a rooster, because this guy doesn't crow, or when he tries to crow, you can really hardly hear it, because where I'm sitting now, the coop is maybe about 15-20 meters away, and in the mornings when we're here, when we're sitting here under the pergola, we can hardly hear this rooster. So for the crow collar, you can go with Velcro. You can get them on Amazon. However, we just get any piece of Velcro. So let me just show you guys whilst I have the rooster in my hand here. So we just get any old piece of Velcro. All right. We'll get the Velcro like this. Sorry, I'm just working with one hand. And we would use the scissors, cut it, then put it around the rooster's neck, adjust it until we have that pinky finger can go through, after which we just strap the Velcro onto the rooster's neck, and that's it. Clear. When you put it on, don't panic. The rooster will start behaving a certain way, like dressing back and trying to get it off, and you know, all over the place, just moving about and all those things. However, just watch the rooster for, you know, a couple, maybe an hour or so. You don't even have to watch them that long, because maybe 10-15 minutes after you put on that Velcro around the neck, then they will just stop fighting it. And he has this Velcro on for almost a month now, and he's been perfect. He's still being good with the ladies and everything. Nothing has changed. The only difference is he can't crow. That's all. And having a rooster on a homestead, it is pushing you closer to self-sufficiency when it comes to eggs. Because if you have to depend on the feed store to get your eggs, it is like you're still depending. It is like you're all right. Okay. It is like you're still depending on someone for your food. However, if you have a flock of hens, maybe 8-10 hens, and you have a rooster with them, you can give them any scrap from the kitchen or any leftovers, and they'll continue laying, because you have a rooster to push them, keep them going, fertilize the eggs, everything like that, and stimulate them so that they'll lay. If you don't have a rooster around, then you need that boots of feeding that you buy that they call layer feeding. So Hence, you have to buy layer feeding when you don't have a rooster. When you have a rooster, you don't have to buy layer feeding. You can buy any feed with great protein, or you can just feed from what you have at home or create your own feed, and the rooster will do the rest for you. However, I'm going to put him back and move on to homesteading trick number 2. So the rooster wasn't happy about that. So here is my piece of Velcro that I have. What I would do, I would just try to cut it straight like this. So now I end up with this piece of Velcro. I'll put down this, and these are the Velcro ends. So if you can get ends like these, it would be much easier for you because it's neater around the rooster's neck. So you just insert it like that. This would be the rooster's neck or my hand. You just put it around, and then you get back this part into this opening, so it will be around the rooster's neck like that. I don't know where my wife got these Velcro. However, I know you can get them on Amazon because I was looking them up on Amazon also. And just ensure that when you put it on, you can just get that small finger down, and it should be a bit tight, hard for you to get it in. And there and then, you solve your rooster's crowing problem or annoyance to your neighbors. So move on to the next one. Alright, so we move on now to the cabbages. For the cabbages, if you can see, I'm not sure if it's zooming up, but I don't have anything eating up these cabbage leaves. Trick to that is I use rabbit urine. There isn't any rabbit urine in this bottle right now, but it's just for demonstration purposes. So it's 500 milliliter bottle of rabbit pee to a 5-gallon bucket of water. When you mix that in now, that rabbit pee with the 5-gallon bucket of water, you take it and you come around the plants, not touching the leaf. So you're not spraying or wetting the plant with any form of urine. You're just going around it, and the smell of it will keep the insects away. Because closer to these cabbages, I have callaloo over there, and callaloo is known to attract a lot of moth, bats that lays the egg on them, and then you get a lot of caterpillars and worm. Also for white flies, the rabbit urine, you just sprinkle it all around the bed. So you don't put it directly on the plant. You just need it within close proximity, inches away from the plant. And that smell, when it hits the soil and the sun start bringing it up, that will keep all those insects away. So that's another trick to put in your back pocket for the homestead. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a potting soil mix for you guys. One of my best potting soil mix for whether it be indoor or outdoors. So, and it's quite cheap. So just watch along as I share this one with you guys again. Homesteading 101. We're teaching. So cheap soil mix. I think this is for about $2 at Home Depot. Don't get the expensive ones. Alright, so I'm going in with 1 bag of this cheap, fairly cheap soil mix. This is the pine shaving that I get at Tractor Supply. This is what it looks like. I'm going in with some of that also. I don't have a set measurement, but I'm eyeing it. But you guys, as you go along, once you have this mixture, you can adjust and readjust to how you want it. And I'm going to show you guys some results of this mixture. So basically, it's 1 bag of the topsoil to maybe half a bag, half of the topsoil bag with pine shaving. Okay, next I'm going in with some Coco Pit, I think you guys call it. We just call it Coco Puff. I'm going with some of this coconut husk. So, had some here soaking. So, I can just go in with a bit of coconut husk. And if you guys are doing Anthurium, philodendron, anything like that, it's great. Going in with some rabbit manure. And now, your charcoal. It's picking up good, but your charcoal. What you're going to do, you're going to beat these things to a semi-powder. Not too powdery, but like a granular. Let me show you. So we're going to get it to something like this. This is to provide humidity for your soil mix and your plants that you're going to put in it. So I'm going to go ahead, beat some more, and then I'll start to mix this mix and show you what it looks like. So how I go about beating these coal, I just put them in a piece of cloth, a chamois, gather them together, put them on a hard surface, and just take my time and just tap on them. They don't need a lot. You should be getting something like ta-da, this, okay? Okay, so now we have the topsoil, the cocoa bark, the rabbit manure, the coal for humidity, pine shaving. We're going in now with a scoop of salt. You guys realize when you have your vegetables and you're washing them, you use salt to get off those insects or worms, anything on them. Alright, what salt does when you're making your potting soil mix is if there's any insect eggs or anything like that within the dirt or anything that you have here that you bought, that salt will sterilize the dirt and kill them. You don't want to overdo it, so don't go too much with the salt, but just measure it to your likings again, because I don't have a set measurement for this, but you just put a bit of salt in it. So I go for the 1 bag, I go with this scoop that I have here. This is one of the scoops that comes in the, what you call it, protein shake bottle. So I just use one of this with regular table salt, and then now I'm going to mix it in. This came in the potting soil mix bag. Okay. And your mix should look something like this. Let me bring you guys in a bit closer. And your mix should look something like this. So in this mix, I'll go over it. You have a bag of topsoil, cheap topsoil that you get at Home Depot or Lowe's. This one, $2 I think it's for. Pine shaving. I think this is for $5. So you get this for $5, so we're going $7 already. The cocoa bark or the cocoa puff, whatever you guys call it. Going with this, we got this on Amazon. I think it's for about $14 or so, and when you put it in water, it expands and you get a whole lot. So we're going with that. If you can't get rabbit manure, you can try goat manure. They're basically the same as I said before, but I'm using rabbit manure. The next thing I'm going with is the coal, and I crush them just to get that humidity. What that does is when you have it in the soil, the plants will absorb more nutrient whenever it have, whether it be biochar, humic acid. If you can use humic acid, you can also use humic acid in your water. It helps the plant to take more nutrients from the soil. So you can add those. The only thing that is missing from this mix, and it's because I used the last of it 2 days ago, is perlite. I normally put perlite in this mix. So if you guys are going to do a mix like this, moreover for indoors, add perlite to this mixture and it will work wonders. Another homesteading trick, homesteading 101. Now, if you guys are into indoor plants, look at this Anthurium right here. This is an Anthurium that I put into this soil mix just before the Christmas holidays, and this is what it's like 3 months after. I'm sorry we didn't have a picture of how it was before, but these are the wonders that this soil mix is doing for us with our Anthurium or philodendron, all the indoor plants that we have. It just works for everything. So there you go. Okay everyone, I thought I was recording, but after leaving and going inside about 2 hours after now, I realized that the recording that I did inside this aviary this morning didn't went through. So let me see if I can go over it as best as possible. What are the noise now? Alright, so for the rooster, the crow collar, you can get it on Amazon, or you can go with whatever Velcro you have, but you want it to be as neat as possible. So you don't want the edges to be uneven because you don't want it to cause rash on the skin. So get it as neat as possible. In my opinion, it's not cruel to the rooster. It just toned down crow. So the rooster will still make a sound, however, they will not make that loud sound or that loud noise. They are not in any pain. They don't act any way differently or anything like that. They carry on just as usual. So that's just one way. The next thing, the rabbit urine. Remember, it's a 500 milliliter bottle filled with rabbit urine, not diluted, just rabbit urine. And you're going to put that into 5 gallons of water. And then you sprinkle that or spray it around your plants. Don't go on your leaves with the urine. You can, however I don't. I just put it in the soil. Here the rooster is trying to crow again. I hope I caught him in the video. So you just put the urine around whatever plant you have, and once it's in the soil and that smell start coming up, it will ward off a whole lot of insects and all those things. So a lot of your leaves won't be bitten. Next thing that we went through was what again? So we went through that, the potting soil mix. For the potting soil mix, it's a mix that can use indoors because it doesn't have a bad odor or anything like that. But the salt in the potting soil mix makes a lot of sense, a whole lot of sense. Because, for example, even when you're washing your vegetables, I don't know if other people outside of the Caribbean culture does it. However, we wash our vegetables in salt water when we're going to prepare them to get off whatever insect or anything is on them. So normally, if we're going to do cabbage or lettuce or anything like that, we have a bowl with water, put a teaspoon of salt in it, mix it, and then we dip the vegetable in it or we leave them in it to soak. And then some of the time, if they have insect or worms, anything on it, they will fall off because that salt would neutralize them. So for that, the salt makes sense in your potting soil. So you're welcome for that one, for those who didn't know. For rabbits, if you're doing a backyard homestead or anything like that, rabbits are a good choice to have on your backyard homestead. Whether you're going to eat them, you're going to use them for meat purpose, or you're going to just use them for the manure and the urine, it's a great choice to have on the homestead. They are very versatile. It's a great source of protein also. So I'll be start using them as protein on this or in this backyard homestead. I used to rear rabbit years ago, over 25 years ago, but I'm getting into it again now. So I'll just update you guys on my rabbitry every now and then also. I'm planning also on selling rabbits. I have Tamuk, if you're in the southern America, states like Texas, Florida, some parts of Georgia, South Carolina, where it gets hot, Tamuk is the way to go. The Tamuk over the New Zealand is always the way to go. I've experienced it and I've noticed it. For the Tamuk, they handle the heat way better than the New Zealand. So if rabbit is something that is on your mind, try and find a Tamuk breeder in your area. And it would be best if you go with purebred Tamuk. Yes, it's a composite, so it's a mixture of different breeds. However, go with as close as possible to what they had designed, and they will deal with the heat much better. So Tamuk over the New Zealand. If you can't get Tamuk, you still can go with the New Zealand. However, you're going to stress them a lot during the summer month, whether you're breeding them or not. Just the heat alone is going to stress the New Zealand. They don't handle heat that well as far as I can see. So think about it. If you're going in it, my recommendation to you guys would be the Tamuk. So basically that's it from Countrymarro for this one. I'm a bit thrown off because I did this video already, or I thought I had done it and it didn't went through. So I'm a bit thrown off now by it, and I don't write down anything when I'm coming to talk and in front of the camera. So Countrymarro, see you in the next one. God bless you all and have a great weekend. Cheers.